Welcome to Grassroots from the Nursing Now Challenge, a programme of the Burdett Trust for Nursing. Grassroots aims to amplify the voices of nurses and midwives driving change from the ground up. We're shining a light on how nurses and midwives are shaping the future of healthcare, often in the most challenging of circumstances. This week, we talked to two nurses from Myanmar, Lynn and Luna, who described the resilience and courage it takes to continue their nursing education amid ongoing armed conflict. To protect their identities, if you're watching the video version of this podcast, we aren't showing their faces, and Lynn and Luna are pseudonyms. Talking to Lynn and Luna, Amy Staley, co-chair of the Challengers Committee, and Darcie O'Connell, a nursing student and Challengers Committee member from Australia.
Hi, good morning. My name is Amy Staley, and I'm a nurse leader joining you from New York City today. I'll pass it over to Darcie to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, it's afternoon here in Sydney and my name's Darcie and I'm a final year Bachelor of Nursing Advanced Studies student at the University of Sydney and also one of the co-chairs at the Western Pacific region for the Nursing Now Challenge, and I'm very excited for this podcast. We've got two very inspiring nursing students, Luna and Lynn, who I will throw the mic over to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, I'm Luna and I am the final year nursing student of Phoenix Nursing Program, which is a non-profit degree program for Myanmar nurses. It is led by Myanmar nurses and supported by international nursing experts from around the world and supported by the Royal College of Nursing in the UK.
I am Lynn. I'm one of the students of the Phoenix Nursing degree program Myanmar.
So thank you so much, Lynn and Luna, for joining us from Myanmar. We are really so inspired hearing about your nursing journey. So we would love to start off by asking you to just tell us a little bit about your journey into nursing. What inspired you to be a nurse and to continue on your studies despite the ongoing challenges that you face every day?
My journey into nursing started with the simple desire to serve my community, but the military coup transformed that desire into a critical necessity and a form of peaceful resistance. Before 2021, I was inspired by the chance to build a modern healthcare system for Myanmar. Since the coup, my inspiration is rooted in the needs of our people. When the former healthcare system collapsed and many hospitals became unsafe or militarized, our communities were left vulnerable. I realized that my education is not just a personal goal, it is a vital national asset. To stop studying is to allow the military to stay our future head. So I continue because the need for skilled and ethical and pro-democracy nurses has never been higher. So our dedication is a testament to our resolve to rebuild a healthy and free Myanmar. That is why I started my nursing journey.
Thanks so much, Luna. And Lynn, did you want to add to that as well?
In 2021, it had been military coup, and then firstly, I'm lost my goal because of the situation of the crisis, and then I decided to be a person who will be helpful in healthcare and in my community in crisis situation.
In 2021, the military seized power in Myanmar and our country was thrown into chaos. And for nursing students, the impact was devastating.
I think it's just so amazing hearing your motivations behind studying nursing, and I think we can probably agree undertaking the decision to become a nurse it's difficult, it's not without its challenges, so I can't imagine what the two of you have experienced. How has this situation affected your education, your supervision, your experiences in, getting clinical placements and broadening, your clinical practice and your development? towards becoming a registered nurse?
The practical impossibility of formal training and clinical placement in healthcare setting has become highly risky, and hospitals are unsafe and occupied and are targeted by the military state. Schools are closed due to the severe disobedience movement, and we encounter many safety issues due to the military.
Yes, and also that situation had a catastrophic impact on every aspect of nursing education. Former state ran nursing school were immediately suspended due to the civil disobedience movement, and the remaining ones are unsafe. So we rely entirely on shared digital resources and often working with no electricity or reliable internet. And supervision and placement are the hardest challenges for us. So clinical placement in large, safe hospitals are non-existent. So hospitals are often military occupied or targeted, and making them extremely dangerous for CDN aligned students. Instead, we must seek radical experience in hospital, border facility, or temporary internet display parts and camps. So supervision is conducted by dedicated and brave nurses who are also then self-displayed. So we learn to practice quality of care with absolute minimum resource and under constant threat. That is our situation we face.
It really is a testament to your resilience and your commitment to becoming registered nurses, and it is so truly inspiring. What motivated you to enroll onto the Phoenix Nursing degree program? Was there a particular moment or challenge that made you realise something needed to change?
There was a crucial moment when we realized that we were risking our life for this education, and we recognized that for our efforts to matter in the long term, we needed a validated, internationally aligned degree. Without recognition, all our sacrifice could lead to us being unsatisfied and marginalized in the future. So the Phoenix program, with its alignment to the Myanmar national curriculum and international consensus of nursing standards, and its support from the Royal College of Nursing in the UK, offer as the only valuable path. So it made our struggle meaningful by giving us hope for a future where we can practice ethically and safely as registered professionals and ready to take up our duties when democracy is restored. So that is our motivation.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the Phoenix nursing program? What does it look like? How is it facilitated? Because like you've said, there's so many environmental challenges where you guys are and trying to get an education and practice and do all those things. So could you tell us a little bit more about the program?
We use a hybrid model of online resources and classroom teaching. Yeah, this hybrid model of nurse education support the delivery of a Bachelor of Nursing degree, which has been created to be aligned to the Myanmar nursing national curriculum and the International Council of Nursing degree standards. And then the Phoenix degree has been designed to be delivered through recorded lecturer facilitated by a supported on-site facility. And then the program also includes guided workplace-based learning in local hospital and health facility with progress on clinical development with a portfolio of learning.
So it sounds like this program is really underpinning everything you guys are doing in order to move to that goal of becoming registered nurses. I know for myself as a student nurse and any nurse you talk to, being part of the nursing profession, and this is everything Nursing Now Challenge is about, and being part of that community is so important, and that gets you through the degree and gets you through the hard shifts and the hard times. What does being a part of the Phoenix nursing cohort mean to you both?
Being part of a Phoenix cohort is much more than just being a student. It's being part of a lifeline and a second family in a time of profound national trauma. So it means solitary, knowing we were not alone in this terrifying journey. And every member of the cohort shares the same risks and the same high ideas. We support each other emotionally and logistically and academically. It also means accountability. We rely on each other to keep the flame of learning alive. So the name Phoenix itself is powerful for us, and it symbolizes rising from the ash of the destruction of the coal has caused. So our cohort represents the reconstruction of Myanmar's collapsed healthcare system, built by the students committed to our compassion and democracy and professionalism. We are the living proof that education and hope cannot be distinguished by violence.
Each of you mentioned earlier, the former healthcare system collapsing and the uncertainty that really just turned your whole world upside down. And we as nurses know that we are really the glue that hold these systems together. So I can't imagine how challenging it must have been not only to start something new and focus on this program, but to continue on with everything going on in the background. So my question for you is, what kinds of things do you and your peers do to help each other to continue learning day by day?
Sharing is caring. In the absence of a formal and safe campus, our peer-led network is our school. So we operate under extreme resource constraint. So our help is highly practical and focused on distribution. Firstly, we pool resources and share knowledge. And if one student managed to find a stable connection for a few hours in a secure location, so they are responsible for downloading all the recorded lectures, ebooks, and CIMAX, and etc., which are the physically shared via memory stick or share phones with the entire our nursing journey. So who may have no internet for weeks. So this ensures that no one's fall behind simply due to connectivity. Secondly, we became each other faculty and clinical supervisor. We ran small and highly secure study sessions where those who are stronger in areas like patient assessment or nursing procedure then take turn teaching others for clinical scale, and we use low fidelity simulation. We might predict taking blood pressure using the walking pressure cap that we possess, and we use the gloves or the simple cloth to predict our sticking technique or basic suction scale. Thirdly, we provide security and emotional support. Day-to-day help means sharing information about safe routes and checking in on those who are displaced and making sure everyone has a safe place to keep before a planned study session. And our learning is constantly interwoven with our mutual survivor. So these are the things that me and my peers have each other to continue our learning day to day.
Thank you. And again, I'm just so in awe of hearing the stories that you two both are sharing. I think as nurses, we're constantly told that we have to adapt because we work in such unpredictable circumstances. But you and your peers have had to adapt at a whole nother level that I can't even begin to imagine. Can you describe how you've adapted your learning when, usual classroom resources and environments like internet access and, like you said, not being able to have clinical facilitators aren't available?
As a nursing student in Myanmar, we help each other learn every day through teamwork and support. And then we study together in a small group, and we share notes and resources and explain lessons to one another when something is difficult to understand. During clinical practice, we practice nursing skill together and get feedback and this get our patient experience to improve our care. And then we also encourage each other when skill became stressful and celebrate our successes as a team. And by working together and sharing our knowledge, and we became more confident and caring nurses who can serve our community better.
Nursing is not a individual job, but rather more of a team sport, and we all really work together in all sorts of different areas within nursing, and within nursing schools as well. So, what role has teamwork played in helping both of you stay motivated and connected?
Teamwork is essential and vital for us. And then teamwork is a survival mechanism. And then teamwork prevent isolation and burnout. It is accountability, and we can't get up because others are relying on us and extend a scary and solitary task into a collective powerful mission.
Teamwork isn't just the cyber trait for us, and it is absolutely essential for survival and continuity. So it plays the vital roles, and teamwork is a survival mechanism. Teamwork prevents isolation and burnout. It is accountability and a scary solitary text into a collective and powerful mission. Firstly, it provides a crucial layer of accountability. I think so. When we are exhausted, it is easy to give up and lose hope. But when we know that the future of next generation is relying on us, we cannot quit. So the shared purpose forces us to keep going and sustaining our motivation when our individual will falter. Secondly, teamwork is our shield against surveillance. We move, we study, and we share knowledge in carefully and coordinated groups. This collective action minimizes individual risks and ensure that any threats are mitigated by the support of the whole. Ultimately, our teamwork turns a deeply frightening solitary pursuit into a powerful collective act of resistance. And we are not just learning to be nurses, we are learning to trust, to rely on, and to protect each other. This commitment to one another solidifies our connection to the Phoenix nursing program and more importantly to the future democratic health system we are fighting to be now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Luna and Lynn. And you've both extensively touched on about keeping each other accountable, really ensuring that, you're trusting each other. There's hope. You've got something to, motivate one another. And it really is a testament to the emotional and professional resilience that you and your peers have. What have been some of the biggest challenges you've faced while trying to keep learning during this conflict?
The biggest challenge we have faced while trying to keep learning during the conflict are little safety, limited resources, and interruption of our study. Sometimes it's difficult to attend classes or clinical training because of security problem or transportation issue, and internet and electricity are often not often is usual and unreliable, and then which makes it hard to access online lesson or study materials. And many students also experience threats, fear, and worry for their family, and which affect our concentration and motivation. And even with these challenges, we continue to support one another and do our best to keep learning so that we can serve our community in the future.
There's no questioning that both of you, Lynn and Luna, have, so much resilience, probably enough to uphold our entire profession. But certainly this must be extremely challenging for both of you. So my next question for you is, how do you maintain motivation and emotional well-being in such uncertain times? Are there specific things that you do to help yourself feel well? Do you have a support system, whether that be your friends, your peers at school, or maybe some organizations or local community partners that kind of are willing to help you?
Maintaining motivation is a conscious and daily struggle, not something something that comes naturally when we face constant displacement and the deep anxiety for our families and our nation. The foundation of our well-being is purpose. Every time that news feed too heavy or the environment is too dangerous, we remind ourselves of the why. Our people are suffering and they need professional and compassionateness aligned with the democratic movement. This sense of duty is our strongest shield against despair. Secondly, we rely on structure and small victories in a chaotic war. The routine of study, downloading the next lecture and reviewing or anatomy diagram or discussing a case study gives us predictability. We successfully finish a difficult module even under a candlelight or during a brief internet connection is also a small and affirming victory that proves we are still moving forward. Finally, we practice self-compassion and mutual support, and we allow ourselves to dwell on the impossible. We lean on each other and we share our burdens and remind each other that to be a student right now is an act of bravery and hope. That is enough to carry us through the uncertainty.
We are focusing on the immediate text rather than the overwhelming future. And then in this crisis situation, as a nursing student and drawing strength from patients who lost their homes, their body parts, and their family members, and then community leaders and the knowledge that are preparing for the future needs, and talking and sharing our feeling helps reduce stress and remind me that I'm not alone. And then I also focus my goal, and my friend also do that, and as an nursing student, and remember that my education will help us care for others in the future.
Thank you both again for sharing. You and your peers are really such leaders in this profession, and I think every nurse and nursing student really has something to learn from how you have stuck together as a cohort, helped one another. I think it really speaks to the culture that your cohort has and the respect you have for your profession and with each other. I know you've touched on it in bits and pieces, but I really want to know, how do you support your fellow nursing students? It's a big ask for you guys to be, taking yourself to clinical placements and practicing and guiding one another. I know you've talked about sharing notes and doing study sessions, but is there anything else you guys do to support one another?
We talk in each other, and we listen our peers how they feel and how they ventilate to us, and then we support each other by listening and caring and sharing.
That's great. I will definitely carry that into my practice as well. One thing about nursing and nursing now in particular is that we don't just look forward to the future, right? We create it, and nursing students are such a huge part of that. How do you think that this experience will shape the way that you practice as nurses in the future?
Professional and forward-looking experience, it's now a key part of our professional identity, and then it is crucial to know how to provide care with minimal resources, and this experience will greatly shape the way I predict as a nurse in the future. Living and learning during times of conflict had taught me to act and the importance of compassion, patience, and resilience. And we have learned how to adapt quickly, solve problems with limited resources, and care of the people even in difficult conditions. And then these challenges have also helped me and understand the real needs of my community and strengthen my desire to serve with kindness and respect. In the future, I will use these lessons to provide better care, support others during hard time, and be a strong, caring nurses to bring hope to those in need.
Thanks, Lynn. And Luna, did you have anything to add for how that might shape how you practice as a future nurse?
I practice with my peers, and it is also a peer-led network. And so I have learned to deliver quality of care with absolute minimum supply, without electricity, and often without advanced technology. So this teach us to be incredibly innovative and pragmatic. When I eventually walk in the proper hospital, I will never take results for granted. I will always seek the simplest and most effective solution for our patients, and no matter how this remote setting. Because
Yeah.
of former hospital were open and safe, we have been forced to practice deep within our communities and in temporary clinics. This has instilled in us the value of bringing care to the people rather than waiting for people to come to the hospital. As the future nurses, I will be powerful and advocates for the primary health care or disease prevention or establishing robust community support networks. And I have practiced and the threat and chosen our etiquette commitment to the civil disobedience movement over personal safety. This experience has found an unbreakable professional integrity. We will be nurses who prioritize the patient's rights, safety, and well-being above all else, ensuring that the future healthcare system of Myanmar is built on transparency and trust, I think.
Yeah, thank you. And it's so inspiring as a fellow nursing student myself to see such strength and such vision and leadership at such an early stage in your career. Of course, you have both, and your fellow peers have pioneered this movement for your cohort. But what messages would you like to share to other nursing students that might be facing similar challenges around the world?
I just would like to share, you are not alone. Just keep your education alive. It is most powerful tool for building a better future for our new generation. And commitment is a form of courage that will recognize. I just want to share three words: that resilience and hope and learning. Just moving on.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Luna. I think that both you and Lynn, have shared so much with Darcie and I this morning that we are eternally grateful for. And if there's one thing that I'm definitely going to take away from our conversation in summary, it would be that your voices are not just shaping the future of nursing in your school, in your program, in your community, or even in your country, but all across the globe. And I really appreciate you sharing those three words with us. Lynn, did you want to share three words if you had to summarize your group's journey in your own words?
Two of three. It's the same with Luna, and the resilient, hope, and support.
I think it's so inspiring, and I cannot wait to see what the two of you do as you keep moving through, the challenges as you make your way to becoming registered nurses. I cannot wait to see how you pioneer and, change the profession for the better, because it is just so amazing and so inspiring.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you both so much.
Grassroots is a production of the Nursing Now Challenge, a programme of the Burdett Trust for Nursing. All views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal to the hosts and guests and are not necessarily the views of the Nursing Now Challenge or the Burdett Trust for Nursing. Please follow us or subscribe to this channel for more episodes. And for more information about the Nursing Now Challenge and this podcast, including upcoming episodes and featured speakers, head over to nursingnow.org.